November is here, which means it's time for teams to start making their playoff push. I'm Nathan Epstein here with Andy Hilton of Recruit757.com. Andy, we're here for another edition of the Top 10 teams in Hampton Roads. And we start at number 10, a team that put up a very good fight against Oscar Smith, bounced back with a win.
Absolutely. Kings Fork has pushed forward. Their only losses are to Oscar Smith and Indian River, and those are good losses. So you're looking at a Kings Fork team that's very athletic, very good offensively. They're disciplined, well coached. They're going to be a tough team to beat come playoff time.
Number 9, we go over to the beach, a team led by a very good quarterback in Cole Johnson.
Cole Johnson is a very good quarterback. You also have a lot of good athletes on that team. That Cox team is uncharacteristically athletic this year. They're the ones that typically are called disciplined, well coached. Add athletic to that mix, and that makes for a very strong Cox Falcons team.
Norview, a team at number 8, still doing what they have to do. They're at 7-1 right now.
Absolutely. Well, Norview has only taken that one loss, that being to Lake Taylor. They face a Wilson team who has their backs up against the wall this week. It's funny to think of Wilson having so many losses year in, year out. This year they're in the playoff hunt. If Wilson wins this game this week against a tough Norview team, they could make the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
And a fun team at number 7, we have Lafayette up in Williamsburg. Again, still without a blemish on their schedule. They're ready to get back to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Lafayette has done nothing wrong, and they face a good team this week in York. But again, their biggest challenges are yet to come in the playoffs. That Bay River schedule really hasn't challenged them altogether that much. If they were playing some of the teams that were ranked higher and beating those teams, Lafayette would earn their way up the ranking.
And at number 6, the resurgent Braves this year. They just continue to work their way up, continue to get wins. We're talking about Indian River.
Yeah, that's right. Indian River opened their season with losses to Hampton and Oscar Smith. They righted the ship. They've won every game since. They're going to go into the playoffs with a good head of steam this year. As long as they win this game this week, they are going to be a tough team to beat in 5A.
And now we get on to the top 5. Not much has changed, but we're going to start at number 5, the Sun Devils, and you talk about what a huge game they have coming up this weekend.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the test, and it might be a test that they can't overcome. The odds are, if you had Vegas odds, Ocean Lakes is so tough this year, so deep, so talented. That's a road game for Salem to finish out the season. It's certainly a great test to finish the season with, but you have to think that Salem has just as much focus on the playoffs and winning all those games that lay ahead, because Ocean Lakes just may prove to be an insurmountable task for the Sun Devils.
Number 4, we go back to the Peninsula. The Hurricanes, again, only one loss on their schedule, looking like they could be a force once they get to the playoffs.
Absolutely, they will be. If it weren't for Lake Taylor, you'd have to name Heritage as that team to beat in 4A. Heritage is done. The Peninsula teams are done with their schedule. They get to sit out this week while everyone else finishes. The playoffs start next week. Heritage will come in rested. They'll have the chance to scout whoever they want to scout on Friday night. That makes things that much more interesting for Heritage coming into the playoffs.
An interesting team at number 3, the Titans, a team looking like they're one of the top contenders for the state title.
Undefeated. No one has slowed the Titans down. They seem to score at will. Everything is getting, all of their offense, defense is being executed extremely well. They even went up and beat state champion, defending champion at 5A, LC Bird, a few weeks ago. Nothing has slowed that team down.
Number 2, a team that has also not slowed down since their season opening loss to one of the top teams in the country. We're talking about Oscar Smith. They're trying with all their might to get to that top spot.
Absolutely. And this is where you get into splitting hairs, really,
yeah,
because you have a strong Lake Taylor team at number 3. You have an Oscar Smith team that's ranked in the top 50 in the nation at number 2, deservedly so. And it looks like they'll have no test this week coming up against Hickory. They finish out their season with an easier game, then they head into the playoffs. But who's waiting for them to play in the playoffs? The number 1 team, and also top 15 in the nation, Ocean Lakes.
Ocean Lakes, a team that this weekend will play Salem. But remember last year, Salem led that game 17-0. So to keep that top spot, Dolphins have some work to do.
Yes, there will be a challenge. And don't take the commentary on Salem the wrong way. It's not that Salem has no chance. They will be super motivated to win this game, and motivation is half the battle. Ocean Lakes cannot look past Salem and assume a win and go into the playoffs undefeated until they play this game.
It just gets more and more fun as we move along. We're just about to the playoffs. I'm Nathan Epstein here with Andy Hilton of Recruit757.com. That is your top 10. Be sure to tune in to Friday Night Flights this Friday, 11:15 on WAVY. Andy, thank you very much.
Thank you.